Hello, hello. Let's see, is this thing on? I guess we're on. Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to another Mac84 live stream. And yeah, you could probably guess what I'm looking at here. The title pretty much explains it as well. We're going to be looking at the Macintosh 2 that we looked at in a previous video. I'm done recapping the machine, so now we're going to be testing and tinkering with it today. So you'll notice I got the top out for it. I have some monitors set up, got some parts and things. We're going to try and test this thing to see if we get it working, because last time when we had our stream going for the recapping was like 2.5 hours or so, and then the rest of it was tinkering around with this Macintosh 2. So we're going to continue doing that. We're going to continue playing around with the Macintosh 2, see if we could figure out some of the weird quirkiness that was going on there, and test out some other things, because why the heck not? So I hope the audio sounds good. I'm shifted away sort of from the desk here, so I'm over here on this table, and hopefully you could hear me and everything okay. But yeah, we're going to be looking at this Macintosh 2. Hey, Jordan. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get some more cables here as we plug things in. Just waiting for people to come in. We got about 4 or 5 people watching right now. Hello, everybody. And some of you let me know if you were here when we were recapping this machine. It wasn't too bad, actually. Oh, great. Thanks, Kale. I appreciate it. So it wasn't too bad. It's just a big machine, and some trace repairs actually were required that I'm remembering now. So the machine wasn't too bad, but we had some extra little things we had to do here and there. So I'm going to set up some cables here. I have a power strip at the end of this table. And we're just going to start plugging things in so we can do some tests. And this table's big enough so we can have 2 computers on here, because if we do this successfully, I want to do some tests here. So we're going to do as much as we can. Hopefully we don't fry any circuits here or trip any breakers or anything like that. Won't be the first time. Alright, so 2 plugs in here. Oh boy. Sorry about that. I'm a little far away from the screen, so it's hard to read the comments here. Yeah, I ran out of energy right after that. Right to bed. Okay, so we got 1 power cord here. I'm going to have to grab another power cord. Got 1 for 1 monitor. I guess the 1 monitor will do for now. Move this power cord over. And although these displays, these Performa Plus displays, they're not the best, at least they have the video cable built in. Oh, sorry. So at least that's 1 less cable I have to worry about. And I'll plug the power cable in. Okay, and here's some boards and things. We're just going to put this to the side here. Okay, let's just make sure. Turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, because otherwise I will be disturbed. Hey, Jay. Thanks for stopping by. So, I'll bring the camera in closer as we're messing around with things, but just to show you what we're working on here. Again, the desk is here, and we're over here today, so we have plenty of room to work with here. Now, so just to recap our recapping stream, one of the things we were doing at the end of that stream was testing the Macintosh. No worries, Jay. We were testing the machine to make sure that everything was working correctly, and we ran into some issues with the video where only certain graphics cards was wanting to work, and we kept having to reinstall the system software. It was very, very picky. So we're going to try and alleviate some of those issues today, and yeah, it's about what we're going to do. So not all the pieces are in this machine. We've removed some, and I'll go over what we've removed. So let me bring the camera closer here, and take the lid off of this machine, which is not purposely not put on correctly. It's dusty, it's dirty. There's a small crack in the front here. You probably can't see it on camera, but it's right here on this hinge there. So I do not want to stress this out by plugging it in and unplugging it. So I'm going to keep this separate. I'm actually going to put this off camera over here. 1 second. Okay. Because I don't want to risk damaging that any further than it already is. Eventually I may consider retrobiting it. The biggest thing now with my collection is recapping the machines. Cosmetically, I'm not really someone who's like, oh my gosh, I have to retrobrite it, because these machines need their caps replaced much more urgently than their cosmetic condition looks, if that makes sense, because I'm out of breath because well, anyway. So yeah, eventually I may retrobrite some of these machines. This one is quite yellowed. I got this monitor with it too. This is a monochrome monitor. It is very yellowed. This not so much. So you just see the color difference right there. I actually have a laser writer on the shelf on the other side of the room, and that actually you'll see right down. It's like a gradient. It's very, very yellow and then beige. So it just the way the sun was hitting it or what made it for a very interesting color there. So I'm going to move the floppy disk drives over here. We're hopefully not going to be relying on them too much today. And we're going to bring the Macintosh 2 closer. Don't worry, we'll get you guys closer to the screen and such in a minute. I just want to make sure I have everything here before we have to begin. I don't have to get up and keep moving around. So let me take the camera off the tripod for a second here, just to show you, some of you who missed out yesterday, what we did to this little Macintosh. So we have two double AA battery terminals here, and these are not soldered or anything. They're just twisted around the existing pegs that are there. This is to save the clock battery, you know, the PRAM battery information. And it's also to jumpstart the machine. That's actually required on this model. You can't do anything with this without those batteries or you know, similar power source. So the batteries that were originally in here were those little half AA 3.6 volt lithium batteries. These little batteries here. This is not the exact one from this, but there were two of these, and they actually were soldered onto the board. That's where there are those little pegs where those wires are connected to. So those wires are just temporary. I would like to have some elegant solution at one point. Maybe all these wires soldered on top or underneath, and there's plenty of space underneath this board, and route them out either through the side where the interrupt switch is, or maybe in the back through the fan or something like that. But there's plenty of room in here, and as long as I keep an eye on these batteries, I don't think that's going to be a problem. So I'm actually going to move this a little bit closer so it doesn't bother any of the slots we have here. Here's that monochrome monitor I was talking about. So I picked up, this camera better focus. Come on. It's right in front of you, buddy. It's right there. Are you kidding me? There's something right in front of you. You don't want to focus? This camera's garbage, I tell you that. Let me, there's no dust or anything on the lens, but it's just, there we go. Jeez. Anyway, I picked up the Macintosh 2 and the monitor in the summer of 2018. So I've had this for a while, and the Macintosh 2 sat around really not doing too much because I had to jump start it every time I wanted to use it. So a few months ago I clipped out the batteries just to make sure they wouldn't leak, and then really it's only been recently since I really touched this machine. But I had to get it outside and I had to dust it out because this thing was filled with dust and it was really, really bad. So yeah, alright, so let's plug in the monitor here and let's turn this thing on, and I'm going to show you some of the symptoms I'm getting. I'm not going to use that black and white monitor yet. If we get some other things working here, I want to show you how that works. But notice how the screen is very gray, and this screen is very black. Just shows you the phosphor and the coating on the tubes there. So again, this is an Apple color display, a Performa display, and there's the monochrome Apple display. And this display is of the similar age of this machine. It would have been sold with it. So I'm going to put the camera back on the tripod here. You can see my very messy room and basement here. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start plugging some things in here. So the video card we have is, I believe this is an Apple, what does it say here? This is an Apple Macintosh display card, number 820-0600A from 1990, or 1991. It has both dates on it. So I'm going to just plug in the video cable into this card here. Hey Bruce, how's it going? So we're not doing any recapping today, Bruce, but we are going to be testing this machine and seeing what we could get working out of it. So, okay, so we have our machine set up here. Let's bring you guys a little bit closer. Okay, and let me just click here so I can actually see what we're going. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Yes, some boot loops. So that's what was happening, and we'll probably see it here as we play around a little bit. But essentially, what was happening for whatever reason, I put my camera back on the tripod incorrectly. Oops. Whatever happened, for whatever reason, the machine likes to just keep booting in a loop. And, yeah, it happens no matter if I'm using a SCSI-2SD adapter or a floppy disk drive, or what, really. It just seems to like doing that. So, it'll probably do it when we start up here. And, yeah. So, okay, so I'm going to turn on this monitor first. Alright. We have 2 megabytes of memory in here. There's no floppy drive set up right now. But we do have our SCSI-2SD adapter here, which is plugged in. We have an 8 gigabyte memory card in there. And we have this Apple display card set up. I believe I have to plug the power. Yes, I do. I have to plug the power into the Macintosh 2 here. It's an extra long power cord. There we go. Okay, and I have to plug the keyboard into the back. Okay, so we're good to go, so we're going to start it up. Okay, so we get that nice little startup time, we get an image right on our monitor, and we get our cursor, we get our Happy Mac, and there we go. See, it's doing that boot loop again. So, yeah, it's almost like something is overloading something, or is just plain incompatible with something. I really don't know what to think about that here. What's interesting is it does the same thing on a floppy too. So, yeah. But it doesn't seem to do this all the time, because we did try with another graphics card, and sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. So, very curious as to why it's doing that. I didn't actually get a chance to post in any of the Mac Facebook groups or anything. But once it does boot up correctly with maybe another video card, it works fine. So, very strange. So I'm going to turn this off. And the power button on here now works, now that we recapped it, which is nice. So I have another video card here. And, ooh, I got a good cut on my hand there. So I have another video card here. This is actually made for the Macintosh 2. It's called the Macintosh 2 video card. And this is another Apple card here, and there's a big old processor or a chip on there. And yeah, so the first thing I was doing is, let me actually get a toothbrush, because there's some gunk on here, just dust and things. I think this is the card that actually came with this Macintosh. I was looking at some old photos, and the dust on this card is very reminiscent of the black weird dust that was on this machine when I got it. So I believe this Macintosh 2 card actually came with this system. Okay. And I noticed, you know, there are these little capacitors, these axial ones and such, but none of the electrolytic ones, which would be something I would say, okay, maybe it's the capacitors on this board I have to replace. Now, I do have some other boards that are for the Macintosh portrait display that does have those old capacitors. Ah, hey Dana. Yeah, so he's calling this a Toby card. Can you explain, Dana, what a Toby card is? I have no idea what you're referring to, but it has to have that nickname for a reason. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug the card that we have in there now. Now I have two slots where I've removed the bezel for. I'm not going to do any more because the plastic's brittle, but it shouldn't matter which slot the card is in. Okay, so that card is firmly in slot 10, J10, which is actually slot 9, according to this board. We have slot, no, is that, yeah, slot, it's either a 9 or a B. Well, it says 9 or B, A, B, and C, and then D and E. So, that's numbering for you. Nickname Toby. Okay, well, we don't have to understand the name, I guess, but it's just a nickname. Okay, so we're going to turn this on again. Again, using the SCSI to SD adapter, same video monitor, different graphics card. Let's turn it on. Again, we get our cursor. We get a Happy Mac. And this is doing the same thing. Which leads me to believe maybe it's something with the capacitors on the board or something, but it doesn't happen all the time. So it's a little confusing to me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shut it off again. I have two more video cards. And I probably have more, I just don't know where they are at the moment. So this is a Super Mac card here. And this is made by Super Mac before they made Macintosh clones, of course. And this is a 8.24 PDQ from 1993. I'm going to assume this is color. It's a pretty nice looking board. It's a smaller one. It's not as large as some of the, I guess they're 12-inch long cards here. I guess this is an 8-inch or something like that. But yeah, this is a smaller card. I'm going to put this in without removing the other, because we can put plenty of cards in here, so why not? So let me do that. If this was working, we could drive multiple monitors here, but it doesn't want to cooperate currently. Now, there are some of those axial capacitors here that maybe I could replace, but I don't know if that would necessarily be causing this issue, especially because the machine works sometimes without giving up a fuss. So I'm going to boot this up. So we're plugged into that smaller Super Mac card. We get that color S logo in the corner. And actually it appears to just be frozen there. Yeah. It's doing its little boot loop there. I do have a bundle of memory. I don't know if they all are the same matching size, because I think you need, like we said, we need the 4 pairs. We could certainly try that, but without getting the machine to boot reliably, that is a concern. Now, I'm going to turn this off again. And what I want to do is plug in the floppy drive here. So let me take this over here. I'm going to take off one of the floppy drives. We don't need 2 here, and this is very heavy. So we're going to remove this. But this is the tray that has floppy disk drives on it. So I'm going to actually put this here where it belongs. And I'm going to plug this right into the board. And there's no disk in there, but we're going to try and just boot it up anyway. And again, we're getting the same issue. I don't know if it's the operating system on the SCSI to SD adapter, if it's like crashing. I mean, that could be an explanation here. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to get a floppy disk here. So this is a Macintosh System Tools floppy disk. And what's notable about this is it's running System 6.0, which I find interesting. I can try zapping the PRAM, I guess. I guess that's not a terrible idea. Let's try that. Do our Command Option PR. Hopefully nothing explodes. I don't know if maybe this model's too old to zap the PRAM on, because it certainly doesn't look like it's doing anything. Yeah, it's not responding to the restart command or anything. So. Yeah, Danny, that's not a bad idea, but it. Let me turn this off and let's try again. So holding down Command Option. Oh, duh. I'm holding down the wrong button. That's why. Let's try that again. The placement of the keys on this particular keyboard throws me off, so I was hitting Control by mistake. By the way, I love this keyboard. All right, so let's try that again. Command Option PR. Again, it does not seem to be doing anything. Now I'm curious. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to remove the SCSI to SD adapter, just for the heck of it. Remove it, remove the power, and we'll just see if that makes any difference. It actually seems to. It actually seems to be behaving without the SCSI to SD adapter here. Interesting. Bloodsport channel. I'm doing good tonight, Brock. How are you? So, yeah, and let's see, hitting P. No, not R. Oh, what am I? What? Command Option P R. Oh, geez, I'm hitting the O button. Well, I'm an idiot. Let me restart this thing. Thank you for the correction. It's been a bit of a night already. I had to do a lot of cleaning just to get this table set up, so. Yeah, I think it also happened when we were booting from the floppy, but the SCSI to SD adapter was plugged in. So maybe it just doesn't like the adapter. I'm going to try plugging this. I mean, it's also not going to the question mark here, if you haven't noticed. Although maybe it's actually, you know what? Let me turn this off. Maybe, let's unplug this Super Mac card here. Let's just use this Macintosh 2 card. Because I'm thinking maybe if there's that second card plugged in there, it's acting a little different. So let's take that out. Yeah, let's start this up without a hard drive plugged in, just the floppy disk drive. Let's see if it goes to that question mark. So we have our cursor, and we have the floppy disk with the question mark. Okay, so let's turn this off. Let's try with the floppy disk here. Again, we have 800 kilobyte drives here, so not super drives or anything, unfortunately. Alright, so we get a little Happy Mac, and it looks like it... Nope, it ejected that. Does not like it. Okay. I swore we used this the other day. I have a stack of them. Let me grab another one. So here's a Macintosh Disk Utilities. We'll try that. Alright, we get a Happy Mac. Welcome to Macintosh. Okay, so that's a good sign. We have 17 people viewing already. Hello. Oops, sorry. So this seems to be booting fine off the floppy. I think it's system 6.0, I believe. Up 6.0.4. Okay. So yeah, we have a total of 2 megabytes of memory. Hey, Greg, how's it going? I'm doing well. I guess that's Eep. There you go. You guys beat me to it. I fear that's going to be my thing from now on. So yeah, sorry about the flicker, but that's just how these monitors are. But yeah, 6.0.4. Let's bring that away here. Yeah, it's easy to just clip the battery out. So I'd recommend just clipping that battery out and worry about replacing it another day. Because if it's anything like me, when you say, oh, I'm going to get around to it, that never happens. Alright, so I'm going to plug the SCSI 2SD adapter back in here. And we're going to plug that SCSI cable in. And I'm just curious if I could actually get this connector in. Come on. Oh, come on. What are you doing here? There we go. So if I turn this on, so get a Happy Mac, and then it reboots itself. So let's try the floppy disk. Maybe it's an issue with the something with the SCSI 2SD adapter, because there is firmware there. I could update it. I could change options around. Yeah, I'll try and reset the PRAM again. I'm just curious if it boots off the floppy, if it actually sees the SCSI 2SD adapter. Hello, Jay. Okay, good. Glad you clipped that out. Yep, so it says the disk is damaged. Do you want to initialize it? And it has that SCSI logo there. So I'm going to click cancel, because I don't want to do that. Let's shut this down. And let's try and reset that PRAM. Command Option PR. Yes, and I followed that thread to format it the version 5 one initially. Yeah, the Command Option PR, guys, does not seem to be doing anything. So I did follow that SCSI 2SD adapter thread. I set it up as like a Seagate drive and did all that stuff with the drive name and everything. And I, formatted this on a different machine. So essentially, once you format the drive, you don't have to do that trick again. And I have the patched version of the disk, the hard drive disk setup and everything. But I did notice that, what was I going to say? It does boot off of the SCSI 2SD adapter sometimes. So, yeah. Yeah, sometimes YouTube streaming is weird on the Apple TV. It's a little ahead or stuff like that. So, what I'm going to do is let me take out the SCSI 2SD adapter. I have a SCSI hard drive, but honestly, there's data on there, and I don't want to. They're old too. So we're not going to rush anything, but I'm going to try and see if we can maybe get something to work a little bit better here. So, oops, I'm pushing a keyboard command on the Mac Plus there that I meant to do on the Mac Pro that's streaming this. That's a little bit crazy. Okay, so let's see here. Let me just scroll down here. Oops. Sorry, guys, just catch up on your comments here. Eep? Thank you, Greg. I'm glad you didn't do it either. Actually, no, I'm not glad, because I could be relaxing, not doing anything. Yeah, so as Bruce is saying here with the SCSI to SD adapter, most of those programs are set up to trick the Apple software to format the hard drive. And once you have the hard drive formatted with like a third-party utility, you don't really need that software. However, um, let's see if we could see if this will work with the regular hard drive here. Um, yeah, FBW hard disk toolkit is excellent. And in fact, I'm going to use that in a second. I'm glad I have an extension cord on this camera because we're going to be moving around to a few different computers tonight. So yeah, let's, yeah, the basement's a mess, but it's actually looks worse because there's no depth of field here. So let's set something up 1 second. I do have a CD I could try. I have a CD-ROM drive I could plug in externally. Yes, yeah, I do have the 2SI, but that only has a mega memory, so that's not going to help. I do have the LC3. We could definitely try that. Yeah, we could definitely try that. So we could do that first before making discs or anything like that. Let's just move some of this junk over so I can actually walk here. Let's see. Let's see what machine this is here. Nope, that's not the one I was looking for. That's a problem with these pizza box Macs. They all look the same. And I just recapped one. Where did I put it? Let's see. No, I still have to recap that one. That's not it. Where did it go? Only I could lose a Macintosh LC that I think it's actually on the shelf over there. So let me grab that 1 second. No, I have to recap this one as well. So that's not the one I recapped. Put this over here for a second. Huh. Well, while I'm back here, I'll grab this Apple's Caddy CD-ROM drive. That may come in handy. Let's see, where did I put it? I put it out of the way, which means I lost it. No, it has to be around here somewhere. I just had my hands on the darn thing. A lot of redacted messages. I'm very, very concerned. Let's see. Well, there's a stack of them right here. Let me see what's here. We have our Performa 430. We have our Performa 400. These are just the tops here. Let's put those down here. Okay, here's the. So I found 3 machines I have to recap at least. So add that to the list. Okay, so we have this machine here. I'm not doing a basement tour, Greg. First off, I said my tour will be a Patreon exclusive. I don't want to cheat anybody out of that. Second off, there's so much stuff like everywhere. If we did a tour, it would be longer than that recapping video, and nothing is in an ordinary place for me to say, oh, there's this, here's that. Let's see. Sorry about that. Have you recapped that CD drive? My Apple CD is nasty inside. Surprised it even got it working again. No, I have not. I'll have to do that. Everyone wants to see it. Okay, that wasn't the point of this stream, Greg. And like I said, I can't even get to some areas because I shifted everything around to put this table here. I will set up a tour, but it'll be Patreon first, and then maybe I'll do one live or something like that for everybody else. But I'm getting freaked out because I'm seeing like double me on the screen over here. It's kind of unnerving. And see, now Greg's happy. Okay, so we have this Macintosh LC3? Yes, LC3 Plus. I only know because I put the label right there. And we recapped this. This is the one that does not look as horrible as the first one I did. So let's test this, and then we'll test the 2SI. So we'll test this to see if the SCSI 2SD adapter is happy in it, and we'll go from there. So we have a little, let's get the little Molex adapter here. Although I think this works without it, but let's try and replicate things here. So let me see. I still don't have enough space here. It's a 6-foot wide table and still not enough space. Story of my life. But thank you very much. Oh, I forgot. Eep! There you go. Oh my gosh, everyone wants a tour. See what you started, Greg? No, we're not going to be bombing anybody, Dana. That's terrible. Jeez. Oh, boy. Alright, so let's unplug the video monitor here. And the power cord. Move this a few inches in the back. You really want a tour, don't you, Greg? Jeez. I mean, if I refuse, you're just going to keep paying me, so I win in the long run. Eep! But everybody wants a tour. Alright, the problem is this camera's wired. We can't go that far. I hope you realize that. There's a good maybe 4 feet to this cable. And that's about it. If I unplug this, the video stream's done. There's no more video stream. I could let me to satisfy you individuals. Let me first play around with this. We're gonna be here for a while. I'll spin the camera around very briefly and just say where things are. But you see this? It's a mess. These things are stacked. There is a floor. It's not like, things are that bad. But this is a mess here. I have to clean this. No, I did not mean you idiots. Oh boy. Let's do one thing at a time here. This is I mean, this is entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Let's just find out about the SCSI 2SD adapter first, then we'll get into things, okay? All right, so let's plug in our little Macintosh LC3 here, which conveniently has a little. Let me move this up here. Point this down. It conveniently has a little lip here that just makes itself flat with the table. So okay, so you don't need to see me. We're here to see the Macintosh. So let's plug this in. Hey Jordan, thank you. Eep. Oh, that's all right. You could rewatch later for the tour. I promised to do something now. See, Greg pressured me in, but thank you, Jordan. That's very, very much appreciated. You get 2 eeps. Eep. Again, what have I done? All right, so I do have a boxed copy of that game somewhere. All right, and yes, maybe. Hey, you know what? We could do an Apple Talk network if this stuff wants to work. See, now Greg's all happy. All right, so let's test this out here. So we have our Macintosh LC3. We have a hard disk here. This Connor disk, I believe, is backed up. I don't want to mess with it right now. But what I will be doing is testing the SCSI 2SD adapter right now. So I'm going to put this plastic CD case here just so none of the metal is touching the bottom of this. Yes, you should have the eep sound as your ringtone for your text messages. That would be hilarious. What is the black and red wire plugged into the Molex plug? So the SCSI to SD adapter needs power, but it uses like a traditional PC power socket here for power. You do not want to plug in all 4 of those pins from your standard Molex mini PC power thing. If you do, you'll blow this thing sky high. If you saw on Twitter, I posted a picture of a smoking zip drive. That's exactly what happened. Rest in peace, zip drive. So we're only plugging in 2 plugs here. The red wire goes all the way to the right on the edge, and the black wire goes toward the middle there, but we're only using those 2 pins there. I do have a brand new SD card too, so we could try that. This is an older 8GB one, but I haven't had any problems with it. But I do have a 32GB one, which is, of course, crazy overkill. But, just if we want to erase it or something, we could do that. But, alright, so this is here. We have our SCSI cable here. We're going to plug that in. Now, the only concerning thing is I soldered this capacitor. Here, let me show you guys. I soldered the capacitor here on the bottom because it was a little loose, but it's still wobbly. You can see it moves up, and the camera's not focusing because it's garbage, but it moves around. That's a little concerning. It does seem to still work. Well, we'll see, but it's a little concerning. So, okay. So we got everything plugged in here. We got our monitor turned on. We just need our keyboard plugged in. I'm guessing because that floppy connector was the cheapest connector they had, or they could get sourced. Even a few cents makes a big difference on a run of 1,000. Alright, let's turn this on. We got our startup chime there. We have video. We have a Happy Mac. Oh! Okay. Maybe there's something screwed up with the system software or the way the... see, now it's rebooting to the question mark here. So if you didn't see that, let's do that again. So I'm going to shut this down. Hopefully this is something simple then. So we get a Happy Mac. It does that screen refresh. And now it's going to the question mark. So maybe there's something weird how this SD card is formatted or something like that. We could certainly fix that. But that's what we're going to be doing now. So that makes sense a little bit here. Which is a little weird because I haven't had a problem with that. Although, to be honest, I haven't really been using the version 6 of the SCSI to SD adapter. I have a version 5. Don't ask me where it is. You've seen how messy this place is. It's somewhere. And that worked great because it saved the configuration to the SCSI to SD adapter itself. The SCSI to SD adapter version 6 actually saves the configuration on the SD card itself. Not that that's a problem, but it's just a thing that I haven't really gotten accustomed to. Alright, sorry, just catching up on the things here. 32-bit enabler will do that, but this machine doesn't need a 32-bit enabler in terms of Happy Mac screen refresh. Ah, okay. That is interesting to know. I've had that happen before. Can't remember which Mac did it. If your battery isn't dead, have you wiped the PRAM? The battery on this machine is non-existent. There is no battery in that socket there. I have a battery that is in questionable condition, but since it's not required to turn the machine on, I usually just leave them out. The Macintosh 2, I guess, again, is a different story. So I guess how we'll proceed here is we're going to format this SCSI to SD adapter. And to do that, we're going to use the Macintosh clone that I have set up over here. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to plug that in so we could do that. Oddly enough, I found a PRAM battery. This was from a Power Mac G5. I've never heard of this brand before. So the same thing happened on the LC. It just rebooted. All right, hold on, guys. So this is the 3.6 volt battery. All right, you guys want a tour? Because this is going to be really crummy. Hold on 1 second. Oh, boy. I'm going to regret taking you up on that offer, Greg. Oh, now I want to do a Mac tour. Okay, good. Oh, boy. Alright, so I'm setting up this machine here. I'll point the camera over there in 1 second. I just have to get the plugs for it, so you're not looking at my butt while I plug this thing in. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, let's see if I can bring you over here. Yes, it will be, Bruce, don't worry. Yeah, if I get donations from accidental flashings, I'm definitely doing my streams wrong. So, alright, so let's see how I can move you guys over. Let me move this back a little bit. Sorry I'm blinding you with these lights. I'm going to need to move this chair. Okay, and then you're going to come with me. How about that? So, let's see. Microphone may not reach all the way. See, that's the problem. I'm not using the microphone built into the camera because it stinks. And let's see how much slack we got here. Hold on. Let me let's move around here a bit. If I move that there. Sorry, you're probably hearing this very loudly. There we go. We're resting the microphone on top of a Power Mac G4, G3. Okay, let's see how far this camera can go. As you look up my nose. Okay, so, and of course I forgot the SCSI 2SD adapter over here. Ah! Okay, let's get over here. All right. Now, it's very hard for me to see the chat from all the way over here. So you're going to have to bear with me here. Let's point. There we go. That's what we're going to look at. Well, besides the monitor, that's going a little crazy here. There. Now it's happier. Nope. Okay. All right. So, got some hard drives here. Lots of fun stuff. Let me try and zoom this screen in so I can see this a little better. Okay, so we have what we have here is just a Sony CRT monitor. What we have next to it is this is a Macintosh clone. So this is a Power Center Pro 180, and the reason I use this is because the SCSI port is right here off of the CD drive, and it's worked pretty well for me. So the Apple TV remote, yeah, it doesn't even have a back to it. It was free, so it's gonna sit there and look sad. So let's stop looking at my crotch, and let's move this down a little bit. Yes, we have an arrangement of dot matrix printers, both Oki, Data, Panasonic, and a beautiful image writer too. Okay, so let's turn this monitor on. What's weird about this monitor, even though it's VGA, And even though this has VGA in it, it's a little weird, so I have to use a different video card. Alright, Matt, see ya. And, alright, so we're going to turn this machine on. And it sounds like a Mac. Hopefully the video card seems to work. My newest Mac is a 2012 Mac Pro. So, I do have a lot of G5s, yes. More than I know what to do with. Yeah, I don't like that the new Macs don't chime either. They're not real Macs to me. Alright, so we got our Happy Mac here. Oh, what the heck? It now going to a flashing question mark. You kidding me? What's going on? What? Working with old computers is sometimes not fun. Well, I have the restore disk right here. We're not going to restore this machine. Maybe we just have to fix. Let me eject the CD drive. Put the disk in there. That should make it work. This machine doesn't have an IDE, so the SCSI drive is an ultra-wide SCSI drive. I can't really show you because the cord isn't long enough, but that's the SCSI card right there. And it's booting off the CD fine, which is on a different SCSI bus, but yeah, it wouldn't put me past it to him to do that. I wouldn't put it past him to do that, I should say. Let's hope the hard drive on this thing still works, because that would be a bummer. Yeah, I see it. I see the hard drive here. I see all the data on it. What gives? Maybe the system folder needs to be blessed or something. No, it's blessed. What the heck? Alright, well, does hard drive toolkit open? Yeah, there we go. Well, that's the only hard drive that's in there. I didn't plug in the SCSI to SD adapter yet. That's over here. So, alright, well, interesting. Well, alright, I'm going to shut this down so I can plug in that SCSI adapter. And I guess we'll have to boot off of the CD if it's being a pain in the butt. Alright, so let's plug this in. I'm just finding the proper Molex cable to shove in here. There we go. Alright, let's turn this on. The app does look like Norton Utilities, yeah. I guess it's just that very similar look that a lot of these Macintoshes have. Let's see, can we get the tripod any closer? Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Run Virtual PC. Now iMac and macOS 8.5 compatible. You stay there. So I guess it's going to freeze here and then try and boot off the CD. This is not a bad monitor. Everything is shifted to the right, like it's tilted. And I can't get these buttons to do much to help that. The only thing I don't like about these buttons is they work, but there's no digital readout on the screen. So if I press like size, it doesn't say like what pixels or size or percentage or anything. It's just like all visual. Which is fine, I guess. It was free, but... Alright, it's rebuilding the desktop file of the Mac2 drive, which is on here. Okay. So if I open this, It's a 2 GB partition. Yeah, we had a separate system folder on here, but I don't think that did anything. Did anything negative, rather. I don't know if you guys could see the screen. I'm really sorry. It's just, it's, you know, the camera is literally all the way reached out there. So, yeah. Yeah, I might have to rotate something manually in the back. Yeah, this is a nice light screen. So, the Chief, it's not too heavy, which is not that bad. Yeah, so yeah, and the camera is shifted too, so we're all weird here. Yes, I'm aware of that with the system folders, but on the Mac 2, there is actually the system folder on the Mac 2 was not blessed here. Oh, you know what? There's files missing. It could have very well corrupted itself. Huh. That's interesting. I mean, we were messing around with that system a lot, so it wouldn't surprise me if something went wrong. But yeah, that's a little strange. Yeah, see, I have a few videos in mind with all this software on this disk here. Let me try something here. Here's the patched version. Here's system disk images. Let's try and install. Oh, hold on a second. Let's do this properly here. One moment, please. Yeah, I don't know why the hard drive is not booting. All the files are coming up, and maybe it's a SCSI conflict or something. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's open up. Where's that SCSI probe? SCSI probe. SCSI probe. There we go. Alright, so SCSI 2 SD adapter is ID number 0. The CD-ROM drive is ID number 3. And the internal SCSI hard disk is ID number 1 on the separate adapter. So that should not be causing the issue here. We should be okay. So just curious about that. But anyway, let's open up disk copy here. Get some utilities version, the right version that we need here. And I just want to try and install System 7 onto that SCSI 2 SD adapter. So there's disk copy. Steven doesn't erase anything. He backs up 50 times and shuffles the stuff around. That's right. Disk copy perhaps cannot be opened. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. I am going to erase this drive. I opened up disk. Well, I did. I was opening up disk copy to make a copy of it. Sorry if I said anything on the contrary. That's not what I meant. Applications, utilities, disk copy, disk copy. Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to create a new image from disk. I'm going to select that Mac 2. Disk is locked, that's fine. Read only Mac 2 backup, and today is the 22nd of January. And we're going to save this to our power center hard disk. That should only take a minute or two. Yeah, that's a smart idea. I did have a similar system working on the Mac Mini, but how many times I rebooted that Mac 2 and everything, it is possible that something got messed up. So I'll do a format. While this formats, I'm going to grab another SD card, just in case that's an issue. So let me go over here and just do that. Might as well format 2 while we can. Okay, so here's the other SD card we have. I'm going to format this while we're at it here. So at least we have 2 cards to try if something gets screwed up. I do not think I have a copy of Norton. Well, I do somewhere. It's not handy. Why? Why do you ask, Ryan? I don't want to try and repair it or anything. I'd rather just format the darn thing. There was nothing too valuable on it, just I'd have to do some copying again. So I'd rather use Lido or Hard Disk Toolkit just to format the disk. I think I used Lido last time. But let's see what it does. So anybody joining the stream now is like, why is that? That's not a Macintosh 2. It is not indeed. But that is a Macintosh Plus over there. Just sitting. Very quietly. Very peaceful. And that's the Macintosh 2 cover with the stack of crap on that chair. Alright, cool. So that completed successfully. So we have a copy of that disk here. So I'm going to eject. Don't freeze. Don't freeze. You gonna freeze on me? What are you doing? No. Okay, good. CD just had to spin up. I forgot we're booted from the CD here. Alright, so I'm actually going to... There's this software Lido, and it's pretty good at formatting disk drives. So it's scanning the bus here, and here's that disk. I'm going to just say format. Just say yes. Successfully formatted. And I think I have to go to a partition menu. Yeah, select the icon for this. Partition, maximum Mac. Oh yeah, I did this the opposite way. Initialize. There it goes. It's initializing the volume. Disk Doctor is a good one too. This machine is a Power Center Pro 180 by Power Computing, so it's a Mac clone. I believe it's a 603E, 180 megahertz, or maybe it's a 602E. I forget exactly. Yeah. Creating directory. I see that little flashy light blinking a lot on the SCSI 2SD adapter. Yeah, they neutered disk utility. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, see, I have some SCSI drives here, but I'm not necessarily going to just risk playing around with those because those may have issues and such. Alright, so let's name this Macintosh SD. Well, that's interesting. It tried to... Oh, I guess it was making a partition table, but didn't format it? Disk initialization has failed. Alright, let's not use Lido. Let's try Hard Disk Toolkit. I don't know. Or maybe the SD card's bad. Who knows? But we'll try and do both. Alright, so... Here it is. It actually says the volume is damaged under Hard Disk Toolkit, which is interesting. I wish you guys could see this because it's just a little too far away. And I can't roll the desk forward or everything will fall off of it. So let's initialize it. Oh wait, I want to make sure this is formatted to less than 2 gigabytes, right? There we go. So this should do it. I actually am still working on that video, Chief. I do appreciate you giving me that. It is on my hard drive, and I will be using that. In fact, Greg Rutke was just bugging me about that Macintosh clones video. So, so yes, it will be used, and I greatly appreciate the footage that you sent me. Thank you. All right, so that seemed to have worked. Oh no. Oh, okay, good. I thought I erased the wrong drive there. Oops. That would have been very bad. Oh boy. All right, so let's name this Macintosh HD, and we'll name this Disk 2. Disk 3, and Disk 4, because it made 4 different partitions here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just drag some files from the backup I made, not the system, but just some of the software. that I made. What is it? What are you yelling at me there for? Hold on. Oh boy. Nothing wants to work today, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, yes, yes. Agree. Okay, let's... Ah. We'll be done with this very soon, and then we'll just get back to what we were doing. Sorry for the detour. Sometimes it is necessary. Alright, so there is... let's use disk 2 for software here. And I'm just going to take that software folder. I'm just going to move that over here. There's some goodies on there I want to show you guys. Alright, so we have some software copying over. Oh, CompuFood. Okay, I'm just reading the chat. Okay, yeah, see, everyone has different names on YouTube and Instagram and everything, and I get so confused. I'm like, wait, I know this person, but I don't know that person. And yeah, so thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Alright, so I think there was, yeah, let's put over those Super Mac drivers here. That's right, they're not the newest version of Mac OS. Applications... Yeah, let's move those over. Why not? Yeah, the refresh rate's probably a strong 60 Hertz, which is probably syncing exactly to this webcam. Now, the Macintosh display on the other system was 67, so that would have made it flicker. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try and install the Mac OS here. So I have system disk images here. Let's see. Install me first. What is this from? Let's see. We have... I'm sorry, I keep clicking on the wrong folder here because I'm used to this system set up a slightly different way. Okay. Really strange that the hard disk doesn't want to cooperate, but alright. Let's open this. What system is this? System... Oh, 7.1. Alright. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Let's open up all these disk images here so it does not complain when we try and install everything. Okay, and we just want to open up the rest of these as well. Alright, so let's... I guess we'll install the Install Me first, because it's asking so nicely. And I'm going to switch the disk to Mac84, which is the one we want to install. And it's just going to install everything. So let's just let it sit there. It should only take a second. Hey, Scarlet Swordfish. No, so what we're actually doing with the Power Computing machine here is just fixing the installation on the SCSI2SD adapter. System 7.1 actually may be overkill for the Macintosh 2, especially since we don't have enough memory, but there are multiple partitions on this disk, so if that is the case, I could try installing System 6. Trouble is, this is booted off of a CD, so the CD I usually use, which has System 6 on it, I can't easily get that to here if this, for whatever reason, does not want to start above its own hard drive. But let's see what we could do here first. And yes, the LC3 would probably need an enabler for 7.1, I believe. I always get confused with those enablers. That's not something I'm an expert on. Alright, so let's eject all of these disks here. Okay, and let's see if, let's name this System 7.1, just so we don't get confused here. And do I have other discs on here? For LC2? No. I have a backup of a Performa. Let's see. Backup of a Macintosh Classic. 9600 software. That's not going to help us. Yeah, I don't think I have the System 6 on here. Let me see something. If I just go to the control panels, I go to Startup Disk. Let me see if it'll boot off of the Power CD like it should. Oh, wait, I selected the wrong darn thing. Oh, boy. Well, let me eject that disk real quick. Put that back in its case. Sorry, we're getting so sidetracked here. Yes, the floppy MU is a good one. I just don't have one yet. We're getting a lot of new people in the live stream tonight. Hello, guys. I hope it's not, because I did put in the CD. Yeah, it's trying to boot off of that. Let me hold down C, and it'll hopefully look for the CD-ROM drive. Super 8 and Link Productions, I think you get the award for having the longest name on the chat right now. Alright, that CD drive is whirling. I think it's still trying to boot off of that SCSI 2 SD adapter. Yes, it is. Alright, let's shut this machine off for a second. Let's unplug the SCSI 2 SD adapter. Now, I'm trying to boot off a different CD. I'm just curious if it'll do that on its own. Exactly, the Chief. Exactly. This is exactly what Macs are all about. You need at least 15 other machines to get one up and running. Find cheap vintage Macs. I don't know. I got most of my collection 15 years ago or so. I would say always just take a look on social media, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Let Go, some of those apps like that. And just look for different spellings. Macintosh without the MAC, like M-I-N-T, like a, Mac-I-N. There's just different ways of spelling things that people get screwed up with. Yeah, it's trying to boot off of the hard drive, and it does not like that. Okay, I do not have my phone on me, or I would look at Discord. Actually, that's probably a good thing, Greg, because otherwise I get distracted. This does not want to work today. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I mean, let me see something here. Let's try it. I unplugged the SCSI connector for the CD drive, so all it has is the external SCSI card. I mean, I haven't touched this hard drive. It should work fine. I actually did like a disk not disk utility, but disk first aid, like repair on it, and said it was fine. Didn't have to do anything. Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean that's how I got a lot of my machines broken or not working or untested, etc. You never know what you're going to find. Some people are, they're just trying to clear stuff out, and they're going to get rid of it. They're going to sell it. They don't care. Other people's are more specific about it, and they want a lot of money from things, and they look at eBay prices, look at what people are asking for, and then go a little crazy. Well, this is very disappointing. Because this machine I've complimented many times of just, oh boy. Yeah, I can boot it from the floppy. I don't have a disk duals image just for this. I made one for the 9500, which probably would work. But this is not, it does not have an Apple branded CD-ROM drive in it, so it likely will not read the CD-ROM. Let me do something silly here. It just, the machine just wants attention. It's, you know, it's very lonely, I'm sure. So I'm going to boot this up again. I'm putting the original Power CD disc here to boot this up. Restart and make sure it's actually going to look for that disc. Yes, I do have the 9500 disc. I have an idea. Hold on. Thank you for being patient, guys, because I know this is not exactly what you signed up for. Yeah, I have to recall the SCSI ID of the CD-ROM drive on this. Otherwise, because this SCSI to SD adapter is set to 0, it's always probably going to try and boot off of that. Actually, no, I think it's trying to boot off of that SCSI hard drive. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, let's try something. I'm just going to turn this off. Let's just see if System 7 is happy booting from the Macintosh here. Let's just see. Let's just see. Why not? So we have our Macintosh 2SI here. Jeez, I'm mixing up my Macintoshes. Macintosh LC3 Plus. It probably needs that system enabler. It's probably not going to be happy. I'm just curious. And let's see if we get something to put over this here. And let's try and turn this on. I do not have the interrupt switch for the Macintosh 2, if that's what you're asking. It seems to want to boot. And it's color too. I don't think the LC's had an interrupt switch. Maybe I'm misremembering. Actually, it looks like it froze. So maybe it does need that system enabler, although there's no message or anything like that. Huh. Well, that's pretty interesting. I'll give it that. What can we do now? Hold on. I'm trying to think here. It did. I don't recall I don't recall this having an interrupt switch. The Macintosh LC. Oh, the restart key combo is Command Control Restart. That'll restart the machine. There might be a command for interrupt, I just don't remember it off the top of my head. Yeah, it's funny, the blinking light here on the SCSI2 SD adapter just stops. You know what? We have SCSI CD-ROM drives. Let's see something here. Let's see something here. Where's that SCSI CD-ROM drive? Here it is. Let's turn our little Macintosh off here. We have command power is interrupt hidden. Alright. We will try that. Command power. Nothing happened. Alright, so my plan is I have a system CD. We're going to just boot off of a SCSI CD. And just try to install a system on the Macintosh 2, I guess. Well, yeah, that's I need to try that. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's plug the SCSI2 SD adapter into the Macintosh 2. I'm pretty sure 7.1. I don't know if it requires too much memory. The Mac 2 only has 2 megs, but we shall see. Let's take a look here. This is not exactly going to plan, but when old computers are involved, usually things don't go to plan. Recapping the machine is half the battle. Alright, let's try. I love that noise. Alright, that seemed to like it just fine. So, looks like we're just loading up here. There we go. We see all 4 of our disk partitions there. Well, actually all 3. It's still loading on the 4th. There we go. And we are indeed running system 7. Well, that's interesting. I thought it was 7.1, but it actually says it's 6.03. Maybe I just had the thing labeled wrong on the system. But, okay. Well, that would also explain maybe the Macintosh LC, because the LC I don't think could take system 6. Or maybe not this version of a system 6. That's early. So, okay. That's not bad. Let's see if we get color on this card. Eep. There's no control panel files in the system folder. Okay. That's a little concerning. System enabler 404. Control panels. There are plenty of control panels here. I think something's a little screwy here. General controls cannot be opened because the application is busy or missing. Something's screwy going on. Monitors cannot be opened. Yeah, this is a... I mean, it booted, but maybe the system enabler is not for the system. Maybe it was installing that because it was reading that power computing system. That's very strange. That's very weird. Let's just reboot it, just for the heck of it. The top drive is disk 2, which I believe was blank, but we'll try again. So that was much faster. So I have files in here, but I don't think there's a system in here. Unless there is, and it just... System disk images, but these are just disk images. It wouldn't boot off of an image. Let me go to the startup disk, if it'll let me. Look at the folders here. I have the Super Mac thing. Unless that has a system folder in it, I don't think it does. Video card drivers, Super Mac Floppy. Now that folder's empty. Yeah, I'm gonna guess there's something on one of these disks, maybe. Not on that one. Not on that one. Set startup. Let me do that. Oh, that's right. Oh, startup with disk 2. All right, yeah, you are right. But what is on disk 2 that is making it start up? Disk 2. And also, we need to make sure. All right, the system 7.1 is the startup. It does have a startup volume here. Applications. Is there a system folder? Macintosh Basics. Maybe there's. No. Hypercard. Fetch. It's really funny that it found a system folder somewhere. Disk copy. Shouldn't be. I'm just going to open all these folders here. Fetch. No. Games. No. Image writer. Cannot be opened. It's a chooser document. Jeez. SCSI2SD. Utilities. Oh. Find file. Yeah, we can do a find. Let's do Finder. Alright, where is it? It is in that stupid Super Mac folder. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. So we have to delete that. And we have to force it to boot off of System 7.1, which is going to be tricky. Well, I think we can do that. Let's shut this down. Let's boot off of this floppy, and then erase that file. Good detective work. Let's move this over. Let's move this monitor closer. Okay, so it booted off the floppy disk here. So that's good. Sorry about the flicker, guys. There's nothing really I can do about it right now. So we're booted off the floppy. If I go into this Super Mac family, now let me just trash this for. I really don't want to. Well, hold on. Let me find exactly where that is, and I'll trash it. I think it was this Super View 2. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so let me trash that system folder. Oh. Yep. Empty the trash. Oh, just want to make sure that this system folder is happy. It is. Let's go to the control panel on the floppy disk here. Thanks, Super Rated Lake Productions. I will see you soon. I appreciate you joining. Beep beep. Monkey monkey. Alright, let's just shut down. And let's try and start up, because that should be the only system folder there. Oh, it's doing that reboot loop again. You can see that the Happy Mac appears briefly, and then the SCSI 2 SD adapter is flashing. So, Bruce, we had an interesting thing. System 7.1 is doing the boot loop, but System 6 is not. Both were on the SCSI 2 SD adapter. So there's something with this. Obviously, it's not the right version of the system software, or don't have enough memory, or something like that. So that partially solves our problem here. Partially. And I just realized I left the microphone all the way over here, so you probably could not hear me. Now it's closer. Yeah, I don't know why it would be acting silly for System 7.1. Yeah, let me put the floppy disk back in. Yeah, I mean, it's weird that it would boot off of one partition and not the other, especially if it was formatted by the same exact tool. That doesn't make much sense to me. So, a lot of Macintoshes had drives that would auto-eject, so Apple saw no need to put a manual button there. Okay, so if I go to disk 2 here, under this Super Mac folder, there was a system folder under this Super View. No, it's set to the 2 GB boundaries. Every disk is 2 GB, so that should not be a problem. Yeah, the Power Mac G4 with all those Power Macs and the G3, they all have CD eject drives, which is nice. And the CD eject button rather on the disk drives. I'm curious. I'm gonna plug in this CD-ROM drive and see. I'm just curious about something. Let me get a SCSI cable here. Yes, I did update the firmware on the SCSI 2 SD drive, so I am using the latest. Well, I would assume if it can't handle the disk, it wouldn't be showing up anything at all. But, what do I know? Let's see here. I had another SCSI CD drive I was using. Let me just see, because I don't. The caddy disk is right here somewhere. Hello. Let's see. All right, here we go. see if any of these want to work before we try the caddy one here. So here is a power user CD drive, an external one. I believe this has worked before. Well, it did randomly bomb when I tried to open this SMI file, which it probably didn't know what to do with. And then here's a Club Mac. Let's use the Club Mac one first. Of course, we have to shut our machine down. And we have to plug in our SCSI cable. And our SCSI terminator. That terminator wants to plug in. Oh, it helps if the terminator is the right side up. There we go. Let's move this over. It's a heavy guy. And let's hope this SCSI cable is long enough. So we're running out of room here, even though we have a big desk. Okay, yes, that will fit here. Just securing that SCSI cable in. And I just need a power cable. I think there's a spare one on the ground here somewhere, or here. Spare power cable, and we're just going to plug that into the power strip over here, and plug that into our SCSI CD-Rom drive. This Macintosh 2 is one of the 800K units. So it very well could have an old firmware on it. I wasn't aware that they had many different firmwares, but let's move things around a little bit here. Alright, so get this set up a little bit here. Okay, so let's turn on the CD drive. Eject, please. There we go. And I might have trouble reading this CD, but let's hope not. Yeah. We're not trying to boot off you. We're just... Oh, you're kidding me. Come on. Go back in, please. Let's turn the machine off before we turn the SCSI drive off. I don't want to harm this thing any more than we've already done. Alright. Why aren't you closing? Okay. Because this Apple CD has all the versions of the system software on it, we could hopefully easily install something if we had to. Something that this Macintosh would hopefully like. Then we could start playing around with adapters and such. And the CD-ROM drive, of course, does not surprise me it's not mounting because this Macintosh has no idea what it is. But we do have some software that should help us open that. And that would be mount everything here. Oh boy, we're having fun, aren't we? Jeez. What to do? Well, actually, we do have we do have those discs. Don't we have those system discs? Yes, we have those system disk images here. We could do an install on the machine, I guess, if it'll open these up. No, we don't want to. I don't want to make a copy. We just want to. I have plenty of System 7 disks, they're just not 800K disks. I actually have a boxed copy, but I don't think that's going to help me here. Because if I double click on the image, it's just going to open it in disk copy. Yeah, I know disk copy 6 requires 7, so I'm just on version 4.2 here. And I could say, yeah, I could load it, and I could, yeah, I can't exactly. Yeah, I know it's using disk copy 4, yeah. Yep, I am boned in that regard. Yeah, that is fun, isn't it? Think. It's alright, Chief. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. Alright, let me see. I'm pretty sure the System 7 disks I have are not gonna work with this. Here's what I have. System 7. This is the upgrade kit, but I'm pretty sure the guy just replaced the discs that he had here. Yeah, these are all high density floppies. I can tell by the little HDs there. So these are just copies. That's not going to work. Huh. Let's see if there are any copies buried under these instructions here. The best news since the introduction of System 7. You can't see this because my fat arm is blocking the way. Book about networking. What's new? Yeah, there's no discs in here. I have a few other discs. Let me see if any of them are 800K variants. I doubt it though. Yeah, you know what? If you send me, I'm trying to think of how I could get it over. Yeah, you wanna hold on. Yeah, send that to me via, let's say, email, mac84tv@gmail.com. We'll resort to that if we need to. Yeah, see, a lot of the sets I have, like this set here, I believe this is for a Quadra. Yeah, this is for the Quadra 610. So these are all high density discs also. That's not going to help. Okay. Yeah, 7.1 is the issue we were having. It doesn't like the system. I have some more discs in the background. So let me move the camera up here so you can see me flailing around. And let me see what I have here. I found some discs, well, a lot actually, and here's that caddy. Let's see what's on here first. Yeah, but but the disks are high density. The Macintosh is not going to be able to read those disks. We have our Apple III floppy here. Alright, let's, I have this. It's marked Apple. Let's see what disks are in here. Alright, we have CD-ROM setup, but it's a high density, so that doesn't help us. System 7 printing. These are all high density also. I think all the discs, style writer, disk tools, yeah, but these are all, yeah, here's my System 7.1 install floppies, which are all labeled and everything, but it does not help me when they are all high density disks here. That is very frustrating. I have an idea. Let's... Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. I can do anything. Let's turn this off. Let me go over here. Let's, if you don't mind one moment, I'm just off camera doing something real quick. Okay, and then if I get, where did the other disk drive go? Did I bring it over there? Now I'm going crazy. I'm just misplacing things as I wander around aimlessly here. There we go. Alright, so I'm starting up the clone again. But this time with 2 CD drives. One to boot and one to read that Apple software. So we can make a disk. Because why not? Alright, so I'm putting the other CD in here. Exactly. Oh boy. And let's see. I have a box of 800K discs here that are brand new, so I know these will work. It's reading the first CD and the second CD. We're in business here. So, Bruce, I may not need that. Let's see what we can do here. So, we have Mac OS for basically every single Macintosh on this Apple Legacy Recovery CD. And if I go to buy CPU and click on the Macintosh 2, we have System 2, System 5, System 6, 7, etc. So I am just going to use System 7.0.1. I think that's a reasonable installation. Let's see. Oh yes, PowerPC Macs are quite hard to find in Romania. I did not know that. How about that? One disc is for love, one's for giving. Oh, you guys are too funny. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna, cause I want to copy these. That's right, our SCSI2SD adapter is being a little pain in the butt, and I'm gonna fix that by changing the. I'm gonna have to change a configuration on that. Let me do that. If I change a configuration on that to like as higher SCSI ID, it shouldn't try and boot off of it. I can do that off the camera real quick. I have a Mac Mini right here that will let me do that. Very exciting, I know. Some of them are, some of them aren't, so I'll just have to find what's the right one, but let me try copying it over there first. Always exciting. I had to wake the Mac Mini up because I fell asleep. Just like some of you guys probably did, sorry. Okay. So which Mac Mini is on here? There we go. Okay, let me just plug this in. Now I'm going to set the SCSI ID to something that's higher. Let's load from the device. Complete. Let's set the SCSI ID to, let's say, 6. Okay. Unplug it. Now that we know this system will boot up, let's shut this down. Oh, I didn't copy the damn... Oh, I'm an idiot. Hold on. Let's try that. Let's see what it boots on. Oh boy. This is not how I planned this to go, guys. Okay, so plan is to copy the disk images onto the internal hard drive. That works, but that doesn't want to boot up. Once I have the disk images on that hard drive, we can copy them to the SCSI2SD adapter. I don't have enough internal power cables to power that. Actually, technically I do. Hold, please. Do I have enough? Do I have the cables to do that? No, you know, I don't want to mess around. I'd probably break something if I did. So let's just do this then. Let's look at those. Oh wait, no, the SCSI2SD adapter popped up. Okay, we're in good business here. So let's go to System 7.1, and that was what we put on there. Let's just trash that. I don't like that on here. Erase that. So let's do some multiple installs here. So we're going to go to the Macintosh 2. Let's do a system of 6.08. And let's put those on the first disk here. So switch disk, let's do system, well the disk is named 7.1. So let's customize this and do software for a Macintosh 2. And we'll click install. Okay, and then I will also set up the, let's do for printers as well, why not? Okay, so we're going to quit that, and let's rename that hard drive System 6. And disk 2, we're going to put a different system on, because we can. Let's try 7.01. We're going to have multiple systems here. Hopefully we get something to work. And let's switch this to disk 2. And all printing software, all file sharing software. And let's customize this actually. Again, for Macintosh 2. And complete set of software. Let's install. There is, but it's not. It's detecting this as like an incompatible system, so it's not letting me do an easy install. Okay, so that was successful. And for the heck of it, we'll try System 7.1. On disk 3, because why not? We're here, might as well try. And disk 3, yeah, Macintosh Family System Software. Hey, David. So we have multiple operating systems on this SCSI2SD adapter in our different partitions. So this should hopefully solve our issue here. The only thing I want to do is actually copy a CD-ROM driver. I don't think that's part of the base install here, so I'll find that on the CD and just grab it over. Okay, cool. So let's see. 824 graphics card software. That may be useful. Let's copy that over to disk 2 for the heck of it. And CD-ROM setup. I guess that's what we need, right? I'm going to actually copy the folder because I know we can't open images on the other computer. So let's open up disk 2. We have, let's make a new folder here called Apple Software. And let's copy, let's make a new folder here called CD-ROM Setup. And let's copy that here. And the same thing that we did for, let's actually copy, where did I put that? Disk 2. I just copied over disk images. I need to actually extract this stuff from here. Okay, didn't like that. Oh, the object support lib cannot be found. Oh, that's... Well, you know, we have the newer version of disk copy. If it likes it, let's see. If not, we'll just do without that driver. I was just curious if maybe that would work for something here. But this machine is flying, jeez. There we go. Okay, so that's... See how many windows open. Alright, so this is sys 7, 8, 24G, C. Okay. And, oh, that's right, I have to go back here. Go back to applications, go back to utilities. And let's open up what we had here for System 6, just in case we need it. There we go. And we're going to put that here. And we'll just label that System 6 GC. I'll know what that means. Anything else we should put on here now that we have the disk and everything? How's the progress? I think we're making good progress. So I think we have everything we need here. Actually, can copy this. I know this disk copy version will only work on later systems, but I'm going to copy it over anyway. I think that should help us. So disk 2 is System 7, and disk 3 is 7.1. Oh. And I need to type better. Whatever. Alright, let's shut this down, because I'm tired of being hunched over. Oh, I grew up using soft Windows. I feel very triggered now that you mentioned that. Okay. Let's hope this works. Okay. Back to our little Macintosh 2 here. Alright. Let's plug in our SCSI to SD adapter. Let's plug in our power cable. Let's move some of these floppies out of the way here. We'll leave our CD-ROM drive plugged in just for the heck of it, and let's turn it on. No, the Macintosh 2 can't run anything higher than later versions of System 7. Oh boy. That's right, I set the SCSI ID higher. There we go. It's trying to boot. Those activity lights are blinking. We're into the Finder. And I think it booted to System 7.1. Let's see. By golly, it did! Alright, let's just clean this up a little bit. Look at this. If I go to About This Mac, you deserve this, folks. We see System... Oh, sorry for the flicker there. System 7.1. Look at that. Alright, so let's put the camera back on the tripod here. So that's nice. Let's set up some color here, because I think this graphics card can do color. If not, we'll figure out why. And maybe we'll switch to a different graphics card now that we have a system working. Woohoo! That took us long enough. We've been going on for a while here. The colors. Ooh, we got some color now. And to answer your question, system software is using 1.4 megs out of 2 megabytes of memory. Oh boy, yeah, we need more memory. Yes, it only took 2 hours. Let's change some desktop patterns here. Go back to control panels. Let's go to our general controls. There, a nice blue to prove that there's some color in this world. This display card is the Macintosh 2 display card. That's literally what it is called. I wonder if the monitor's control panel gives us any more details. No, it just says Macintosh 2 video card. I actually do not know how much memory is on there, but it can drive 256 colors. Now we're gonna get funny. We're gonna use this monitor too, because you know what? We've been playing around with this for too long. Let's push this stuff to the edge here. So I'm gonna shut this down. We're gonna plug another card into this. There's a Super Mac card, and then there's the big radius card, the ROS drops rather. This big boy. we could go with this one. Let's see if this one wants to work. So, just using the single monitor for now. I want to see if it's happy now. So we're taking out this card here. It is a monster. I love it. This is the card my father's Macintosh used to have. Alright, so we're going to put this card in. Which probably has more memory on it than the Macintosh itself, I'd wager. Or close to it. Alright, we got that plugged in. Let's turn it on. Rostrop's Paintboard Professional is what that says. Let's see if it passes that screen. Come on. Come on. We have the SCSI2SD activity light. Oh, there we go. We got a cursor. We didn't even see a Happy Mac. That's interesting. Okay, but that booted up here. We have beautiful color. I'm glad to see it works. The system's still using the same amount of memory. Let's open up monitors here. We could do thousands of colors. Thousands of colors. Look at that. And if I go to options here, we have a bunch of things. You can do 640 by 870, 1600 by 1200. This is a Paintboard Professional 1.0. 4000 by 3000. Here's some crazy resolution-ness. Yeah, sorry about the flicker. There's nothing I could do really on this monitor. Actually, from back there, it's not that bad. Wait, I could do millions on this thing? Oh boy. Yeah, I can see why my father used this card on our Macintosh 7100. He got that Macintosh 7100 from his office, which was a graphic design place. So no wonder they had a kick-ass graphics card in there. Holy smokes! Actually, no. I think this card was in his 2CX. Yeah, I think this card was in his 2CX. Holy moly! Wait, we clicked on millions. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Yes, the monitor will catch fire with all these resolutions. Let's shut this down. I want to drive 2 displays here. Because I'm insane. Let's plug in our second card here. We're going to max this machine out with all of its limited 2 megabyte capability. Well, that's what I'm forcing it to only use right now. I actually need a video cable for that monitor. Let me step over the microphone cable here, as you can probably see a shadow of my butt doing. And there is a cable over here, I believe. it's not here, it's over here. Oh, I found something. Who knows what this is? Who knows what this cable's for? Oh, we're gonna have fun now. Now we're gonna have some fun here. Oh boy, we're gonna have some fun here. You guys are in for a treat. Yes, a bunch of 1 megabyte Sims is a great gift for me. All right, let's. I need more power cables. Now that I think of it. Oh boy. All right, so you can't see what I'm doing here. Let me move this camera a little bit up. There we go. So let's plug this in. That's dust. Alright, like I said, this is the monitor I got the computer with. And it is a black and white monitor, a monochrome monitor. I'm going to try running 3 displays on this puppy. And if the house burns down, I'll just need to ask for more Patreon donations. Let's move this monitor a little bit so I can unplug the power cord from the CD drive and plug that into this monitor. Oh boy. There's a sticker on this monitor. June 2018. Okay, but a little ghosting. Okay. Alright, well we should be able to deal with that. And let me get another power cable here. Because I think we'll need it. Nobody guessed what that power cable was, what that cable was for that I showed you. And you're going to be excited. Let me just say, you're going to be excited. Oh, thank you, Jay. Yes. Let's do this stream proper here. Alright. Here we go, guys. We are going to run 2 displays on this. Alright, so first, I'm going to turn this monitor on. And this monitor's already on. And we're going to boot this up. Malto knows exactly what it is. Malto knows what it's for. Alright, we have this is the primary display. It's a little wonky. It's black and white only. Let's take the camera off the tripod so you can see. We have an Apple monochrome display. And actually, it doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Let's see how our monitors are arranged here. Let's identify them. 1 and 2. Alright, let's swap that a little bit here. So monitor 1 should be colors, yep. And this is that, so let's close that. What did it do? Did it not save my settings here? Yeah, okay. It did. Alright, so let's let's move this over. So we have color here. Alexa, shut up. Sorry. So, there we go. We have one window here. And one window here. Alexa, stop. Jeez. Anyway, so we have two monitors here. This is pretty sweet. Do you think you get any sweeter than this, guys? Do you think? Do you think? Oh boy. Alright, let's put this box back where it belongs. Three displays, Jay. 3 displays? Alright, let's see what we can do for Jay here. Let's see. The full swordfish setup. I think I need more space on this desk to put a third monitor. What do you guys think? Alright, let's see here. Let's move this over. Move this over here. So, what display are we going to plug into this? What display will use this connector? I know Bruce knows. Let's shut down our computer here. What display are we going to use here? Does anybody know what this display is? Does anybody know what this beautiful, beautiful display is? This is a beautiful Macintosh portrait display. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Oh boy. Whew. I'm gonna have to back the camera up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna need to take out one of those Nubus card covers because we need more space. So let's do that first. Yes, you're right. You're back just in time, Bruce. Okay, so we have to take out the little plastic cover on these Nubus card slots. Yeah, the lights are going to dim. Yes. And, yeah, I'm going to have to take out this Nubus card slot. Let me get over to the other side here. Oh, boy. Let's unplug this so we don't do anything silly. And, yeah, these just come out. But that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about these little plastic pieces here that I have to remove. You know, I might as well remove 2 of them. Ooh, they are dusty boys. Okay, got that one a little bit. That one a little bit. Careful. Oh, that one came out good. And that one came out good. Woohoo! There's some dust, but that's okay. So, we have our Macintosh display card, which should be plenty for the portrait display. And you know what? What else can we put in here? What else can we put in here? Why? An Apple working card. That's what, of course. I do not have a 3D printer. I don't know what you're looking at in the background. There's a lot of crap there, but... This Macintosh probably never had so many cards shoved in there. Whew, boy. Alright, let's get that video cable. Where did I put that video cable? I was showing it off. There it is. On the other side of the camera. Okay. Let's plug this in. Oh boy. This cable, the reason I have this cable was because I bought 2 different Macintosh portrait display cards, and both of them did not want to function. And the third one I got was for a different card, but it came with this cable, which converts the DB15 to this 13W3 or whatever it's called. And the portrait display monitor actually has an ADB hub on the back too, which is nice. Okay. Alright, that monitor is now on too. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes, RAM is the one thing I am short on. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting, guys. If the power goes out, it's been fun. Let me move some of this stuff here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the video card does have more memory than the poor Mac 2. Alright guys, you ready? Drum roll, please. Oh, I unplugged the power cord from the Mac. That's right. Duh. Duh. Alright, let's do that again. Yes! Yes! Oh man. This is so stupid, I love it. Oh boy. I gotta get a photo of this. Oh man. Okay, so let's open up the monitor's control panel now. We have 3 monitors here. Identify. 1, 2, 3. Let's wow, this is insane, guys. I'm just rearranging the monitors here so they're in the same arrangement they are on my desk. So I'm actually going to change the main monitor to be this guy here. And let's see if it recognizes this. Yes, it does. It's a Macintosh portrait display. So that is set to, let's set the portrait display to 256 grays. This little color monitor is set to millions of colors rather. And these changes will not take effect until I restart. So we have to restart. I think the middle display is only 640 by 480 because it's one of those cheapo Performa displays. I have one more video card. I don't know if I have any other video cards, and I don't think this table could support another CRT. Nor do I have one that I could just lug off. I don't have any more display cards. I have the Super Mac one. I think that's it. Yeah, let's see. It's a Performa Plus display, I think. Oh, there's our control panels over here, so you can see that display works. We're getting some weird waves, but I think it's just because everything's so close to each other here. These monitors were probably not designed to sit that close to each other. But see, I could have a big folder over here with a bunch of stuff listed, and have this over here. And let's open up Monitor's control panel. I think it only said it was 640 by 480. If I go to options, it says we'll do 640 by 870, but I don't think that's actually going to do anything. No, it didn't even flicker or anything. So I doubt that's actually the resolution for it. Oh yeah, it won't take effect till it restarts, but still. You didn't make it the system monitor. What are you talking about? The middle monitor is the system monitor. Yes, the color monitor is the primary. I know it. I know what I did, because if I do a zoom in here, Ryan, you'll see. Not my first time doing this. You'll see that it is the primary there. And you don't have to option drag. You just drag it on System 7. And then you just click the center and you have to restart. Alright, so I'm trying to think of what we could do now that we have this all set up here. Which disk has all our software on it? Here we go. Let's see. Super Paint, but I don't know if we have enough memory to run that. Yeah, not enough memory. We need 200K more memory. Oh boy. Yeah, we need more memory on the system. That's preventing us right now from doing anything further. Unfortunately, we have our little puzzle, which is always infuriating. You can't see any of this, I'm sorry. But let's get that up and over here. So we have our monochrome display on the left, we have our Performa display on the middle, and we have our beautiful portrait display. The portrait display is a bit dim. I think it's just because I lowered the brightness. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's the contrast. There we go. That's a bit better. It could use some minor adjustment there, but hey, there we go. 4 screens? Really? The only other monitor I have is on the desk behind me, and it's going to be an LCD. And then we're going to have to deal with the converter thing. Jay's not going to let this go, is he? Alright, let's try 4 screens, and if it breaks, it's your fault. That's probably be the last thing we do, because it's getting a little past midnight here. Okay. Alright, so the last video card we have... Actually, is that all of them in there? No. I think we're missing the Super Mac one. Okay. Let's take out the other little plastic thing. So let's bring this up so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Now, I might as well take out all these little plastic things because eventually I may max this out, and I don't want the plastic to become so brittle that I can't do that. Okay. Well, I don't know about the Power PC challenge, but I think I'm pretty much winning for the 68K challenge. Wouldn't you say, Jay? I think Greg went to sleep, but Jay's still here. Okay, so we have that out there. Hey, Greg. I mentioned one Greg and the other Greg appears. Okay. Here is the Super Mac graphics card. We are putting that into this slot here, which means we only have one free slot on this machine now, which is completely insane. Right, let's adjust this here. All right. We have... I don't have it. I really don't know where another graphics card is. I really don't. I took the other one out of the 7200 that was over here. I'm looking at the Macintosh 2s behind me. I don't see a video card in those. What's over here? What's this? What's in here? This is... Oh, this is an Ethernet card for Macintosh SE. So that's pretty cool. Oh, boy. Oh, you know what? There is a video card. Damn it. See, you made me drop something. There is a video card, I think. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know if I can get to that machine, actually. It's all the way over there. I don't know if I can get to that. Yep, there is a video card. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. This is a Macintosh Quadra 800 here, which has a video card in it. This thing only has 3 Nubus slots. Only 3. So we're gonna risk life and open up. Well, first we're risking the stability of this table. We're going to get the video card out of here. Okay, this was the computer I did a live stream of where the battery leaked. My mic is freaking out. Well, I didn't touch it. Yeah, this came from the recycler. and you could tell. Surprisingly, all the bezels are still on it. Yes. I'm going to recap all the Macs first, then I'll clean it up. I do like the AppleCare sticker still on the side, though. Exactly. See, Dane is paying attention to the important stuff here. I am never touching these bezels. And this machine does work. We are going to sacrifice its video card for the greater good. That's a dusty video card. Oof. Oh, jeez. There's one of these plastic holders. Oh, boy. Oh, good. Did not break. That's good. There are electrolytic capacitors on this graphics card, though. That is a little concerning to me. Oh, this thing is dusty. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, boy. What type of video card is this? This thing is full of dust. Are these held in? Oh, these video cards are held in with clips. Ah, darn it. Oh, good. All right. Behold this dusty video card full of dust, which is E-machines. I forgot E-machines made graphics cards before they made crappy computers. Oof. Yeah, this has one little capacitor there, Bruce. Doesn't look too nasty, though. And I do have that value if I have to replace it. There's a little dial on there, too. Yes, I have my functional time here today has expired. You're all dealing with sleep-deprived Steve now. I hope you appreciate sleep-deprived Steve. He's not as fun as normal Steve. Well, the jury might be out on that one, but... very light dusting with a toothbrush. Let's hope not. Okay, that's should be hopefully sufficient enough for the purposes of this insane video. Let's put this clip back here. Let's put this machine over here. Alright, this is the 5th video card. I do have some compressed air. You can donate an anti-static brush to me. There you go. Happy? You missed me turning them on, but not the madness that Jay has forced me to do. Oh my gosh. Alright. I really do not think I have another graphics card here. I'm trying to think. We're going for 5 monitors. Oh boy. Everyone's a critic. Okay, so this little LCD has VGA on it, so we should be able to plug that in, and it's small enough to fit on this table here. I'm running out of cables here, honestly, and room. This is not going to end well. Hey, Coolio. Oh boy, this is not a good idea, guys. This is really not a good idea. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And where am I going to find another monitor? Oh boy. This is getting a little out of hand, even for me. Well, I guess we just might as well just get it over with, shouldn't we? So, go over here, and let's see. Yeah, I have another little screen I could grab. Let me do that. Yes, poor man's mission control. Alright, here's our 5th monitor here. Oh boy. Thankfully these ones are pretty tiny, because I have to find another table or something. Oh boy. You're damn straight it can. Alright, let's how are we gonna do this? Here's a VGA adapter. We'll need one of those. And well, let's plug in this video card into the 6th and final slot. Holy moly, that is a thing of beauty. Oh boy. Okay. Do I have? No, I'm using. You know, I can move this table. We don't need this table for anything right now. Mike is going nuts again. I don't know why this Mac Pro is weird. I'm just using this little Logitech microphone. Has an on-off button. It does it with Bluetooth as well, so I'm blaming the Mac. I don't know why. Might be my cell phone. I'll move my cell phone away from the microphone. Okay. I'm gonna move this monitor onto this table. This table will be behind here. Hopefully this power cable reaches. It may not. No, it doesn't. We're running out of ports on the power strip here. There's one port left. Yeah, that's why I'm only doing this for a few minutes, because I don't get paid enough to do the power bill here. Alright. Let's do this on this card here. happens, then you know exactly that's what will happen. Okay, I guess I'm almost ready. I'm just looking around briefly here. Yes, the portrait display is black and white. So, it's fun to play with, but really not too much you can mess with unless you're doing color stuff. Alright, this VGA cable I guess will have to work. Yes, red to red, black to black. Anybody tuning in right now must be so confused. Alright, let's plug this little monitor in. Yep. Whoop. Yeah, let's this is just a disaster waiting to happen, gentlemen. It was nice knowing you. Okay. I have to set this monitor, it's a weird one. I have to set it to, because it's actually a TV. I have to set it to VGA first. What am I doing? There. Yes, no signal, I'm aware. Oh, boy. Okay, I just have to plug that in. Ugh. Alright guys, so what we got going on here. We have 5 video cards and an Ethernet adapter. We have an LCD monitor over here, which is very dusty, but for the purposes of this video, I could care less. We have a monochrome Apple monitor here. We have a Performa color monitor here. We have an Apple portrait display over here. And we have some Kobe monitor there. So, let's get this party started. And let's turn this on. Oh, yeah, it helps if it's plugged in. I keep doing that. Although, that power surge is pretty good for 4 AA batteries. Let's try it again. Oh, this is going weird here. We have an eMachines logo on here. We have no signal on here. I'm gonna guess this machine is pushed to its limit here, guys. That eMachines logo is pretty cool. Oh, you know what? We changed the resolution on that, I think. Ooh, we got a bomb message. Yeah, let's turn this off. Let's try that one more time. Let's do what Bruce is suggesting and plug that monitor display. It could be that the system is still allocating additional memory to use the graphics and it's just too much for it to handle. We'll try again, just wait. It bombed! It bombed! Okay. Alright, let's try that again. Mode not supported on the LCD. So I think that Rostrops card is a weird thing. Still got no signal on this. Oh, it's still set to the wrong thing. VGA, there we go. There we go. And we still got our bomb. Alright. Yeah, let's disconnect some monitors. We'll try just with 3. I want to change the resolution and see if that could fix one of the issues we're having here with that. Because I think that Rostrops one is just set to a very weird resolution, which now that I think of it, we can't change when it's not plugged in. So let's see if it doesn't bomb. I can always take out the networking card too. That might be just a little too much for this. Thank you, Jay. Eep! Thank you very, very much. That's very kind of you, sir. Okay, it did not bomb that time, but let's shut it down because I want to plug in that Rostrops card and set the resolution. So when we do try and use it, it's not going to go crazy. I don't know why it was bombing, Ryan. Your guess is as good as mine. Well, now the Rostrops looks okay. It might just, maybe it's pulling too much voltage. I mean, this is just a guess. This is an insane setup here, guys. Yes, I do have 6 cards plugged in, so. If I go to control panels, and let's make an alias to monitors on the desktop here. I have a feeling we'll be using that quite a lot. Yeah, it's identifying all of the monitors. So let's go to identify. Alright, so for 1, we're going to change that to, yeah, that's the right resolution. Okay. We're going to close that. Can you connect the displays while it's on to see what happens? Not necessarily. These old Macs are very finicky if you don't have something plugged in to the back. See you, Dan. Sorry you can't make it for another 5 hours. If you don't plug in while it boots up, it usually doesn't recognize it. Even some of the later G3 does. The G3 machines do that. Okay, so let me take out this networking card. Which does not want to come out. There we go. Let's take that card out. Okay, and let's... Now, we're using this little switched connector here. 1, 2, 5... 3, 4, 5, 3, let's see, 3, 4, I'm just talking to myself, 1 second. A3, 4, 5, B8, A3, 4, 5, B8. Alright, let's try. I had to adjust the little dip switches on this little connector here. Let's see if that fixes that. Alright, let's plug that in to here. And we'll plug the color one into the E-machines. And the Kobe one we'll plug in to this here. Alright, let's try that. Ah, yes, Matrox. Alright, our paintboard is showing up correctly. Supermax up there. E-machines down here. Now that is a cool E-machines logo. Look at that. We are booting up. We have our Super Mac up there. Alright, we have a gray desktop, gray desktop, gray desktop. Except for that one. Oh, we got a bomb. We got a bomb. Yeah, I think we're running out of memory or something. But yeah, let's put the camera back here. Move my butt in front of the camera. Let's try with the extensions off. I wonder if that'll force it to. Probably not, but I think just 5 monitors is a little much. All of these graphics cards have video memory on them, but the system may need additional memory to allocate the images to them. Who knows? Alright, extensions off. I mean, technically we are driving all the displays. Just not getting to the desktop to boot it successfully. Yeah, we still get the bomb. I think we hit a wall here, guys. I think we hit a wall. So I'm taking a picture of this because it's insane. Let's restart. Because I want to do a video of this. That is just silly. Yeah, it is possible to put in more memory, but I don't have the right memory modules. At least that'll have to wait till another day. So let's take out this one. Because I don't like this sitting on top of here. I'm glad you agree, Bruce. And I'm just going to try and start it up with, so that was with the Super Mac card. Let's just start it up with the 4 displays. I know, it's not the same. I need more 1 megabyte memory sticks for this machine and for my Macintosh SE. But on the positive side, we did set up our SCSI2SD adapter. So we have multiple operating systems on it. And let's try and put a window on each display. Okay, so identify 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Almost. Let's reboot to make those settings permanent. No, the 9500 memory is way too different. The memory I need probably stopped being used around, I'd say 93, 94, something like that, 1993, 1994. It's slower memory for older systems. It's this 30-pin memory. It looks like this, these little ones. And the problem with this Macintosh is it needs to match all 4. It has 8 slots, but needs to match 4 at a time. If I rob them from my SE, I'd still only have the same amount of memory I have now. Alright, let's go back to our monitors here. Identify 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're still... Oh, I see what I did here. This poor little Macintosh. I'm surprised without any drivers or anything we're able to do this many monitors, because right out of the system software here. All right, so let's move the monitor's control panel here. That is a sharp CRT. Oh, all right, we have to restart again. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Yes, Windows users would be baffled. But I'm glad this machine is stable. I was concerned that maybe something was wrong with the capacitors or something, I mean, I recapped it, but I was still concerned. So the goal now is just get more memory for this, and if I'm lucky to find any ROM upgrade chips to make it a 1.4 megabyte machine. But with the SCSI2SD adapter running, well on there, I don't really need to worry about reading 1.4 meg floppies. Oh, Jay. Okay, there we go. We have 2 displays that are color now. Woohoo! Both are thousands of colors. Let's see if we pump both to millions. It's getting a little sluggish here, but we did it. I know everything looks blue on the machine, blue on the camera, but we're setting that monitor to 256 grays. Setting the portrait monitor is already at 256 grays. Let's open up a folder here. There, we have something on every single screen. Oh my goodness. This is quite insane, fellas. This is quite insane. I don't even... Wow. Wow. Yeah, so System 7.1, the Macintosh 2, with a whole 2 megabytes of system memory. Yeah, I'm gonna get my phone and take a photo. Let's get that microphone out of the way. This is pretty crazy, guys, even for my standards. Oh boy. Well, I think we're going to have to call it quits there, because I can't top that. Yeah, this portrait display is amazing. I love this thing. I did shoot a lot of footage to make this video, but then I was having trouble getting it to display on a machine, so I could probably get the last footage I need now that this Mac 2 is working, which is great. So I don't think I have any... yeah, I can't really run any programs because the system is taking up 1.5 megabytes of memory right now. So kind of limits what I could do. I'm just curious if what that first monitor, if I could drive a different resolution, because I think that's, yeah, that's be stuck at 640 by 480. It looks like. I mean, there are other options, but I think that yeah, I think that VGA adapter I have on there is going to limit that. So we'll just leave that as it is now. But holy smokes, that was pretty crazy. I just wanted to get the Macintosh to work. So to get 4 monitors, I mean, we technically had 5 kind of working, but it just didn't boot up all the way. So yeah, anybody joining now must be like, what the heck is he doing? But yeah, this Macintosh 2 with just 2 megabytes of memory and a heck of a lot of graphics cards, of course, is able to drive 4 displays simultaneously: a portrait display, performa display, monochrome display, a modern LCD display. Yeah, this is why it's fun to mess around with these old systems, because you can do some pretty interesting things with them. Yeah, I guess is the power supply hot? Nope, it is cool. Yeah, I'll probably actually play around with this Quadra 800 and maybe plug the portrait display into there, because I could run some better programs than I can on this Macintosh 2, I think. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for me, because yeah, the Quadra 840 AV is something I'm gonna have to keep playing with. But yeah, I think this wraps it up, guys. I think we were successful. I just wanted to get the system software working on here, and we went above and beyond. What I want to do next time, now that we have the system software working on here, I want to set up an Appletop network, do some printer fun with the dot matrix printer. We have that Ethernet card, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I think I appreciate everybody watching, because it's I can't even see how many hours it's been, because the screen is so far away. But we made it. So wow. So all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for all the super chats, all the kind 3 hours. Oh my goodness. Thank you for all the super chats, all the kind thoughts and everything. I guess that's about it. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. And I'm gonna put this poor Macintosh out of its misery and shut it down, and alleviate my power bill just a little bit. And that LED on that monochrome Mac is a little spooky because it's not so bright anymore. So yeah, it's a little creepy. But yeah, that's gonna have to be it for tonight, folks. I'm gonna awkwardly go over here and find my mouse and end the stream. But yes, thank you, Bruce. I'm glad to see that it's running well as well. So I am gonna have to call it a night, and thank you guys, and thank you for watching. See you around. Where's my end button? Where's the end stream button? Where's the end stream button? There it is. I was zoomed in way too far. Good night, guys. Thanks for watching.